management is so important to have a good, successful project in asset management?
Yeah. Hello again. So, every solution, every product, every service in this world definitely needs the data, which is the fuel, otherwise it cannot run. But there are two different types of data elements that we'll be talking about today. One is the master data, and then the other one is the metadata. And both of them are absolute necessity for running any APM or service management applications. And again, we are not just talking about only the governance, we are going to talk about much more than just the governance. Because just the governance is not going to help you, not going to succeed you, because it's your own rules that you are implementing. So what are we going to inherit? We are going to inherit the standards and the prescribed standards that have been adapted by the industry for several decades, and it has been proven that those standards are actually evolving and those standards are amplifying the investment that SAP is making. Now, from the industry's perspective, what are the industries that we are serving? We are serving most of the asset-centric industries because that has been our core focus and that has been our investment from the perspective of the standards, the industry practices. Now, if you look at the asset management, which is now a very, very hot topic, and with the introduction of AI, everybody feels that we can have an AI application that can give you the right results, that can give you the right predictions, that can give you what is going to happen tomorrow. Maybe that is a dream. But the dream could be true if you have the right foundation of master and metadata. Now, if you look at here, whatever the maintenance costs that we are talking about in mining, again, these are the stats that have been collected or sourced from several places. The highest maintenance cost is in mining because um, per hour production loss can run from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands, and losing hundreds of thousands you know per hour is a bigger thing. And again, if you go to oil and gas as well, which is actually a very, very matured industry, but there as well, there's a lot of value leakage. The maintenance costs are actually shooting up. And now, if you look at all of this, and from the stats perspective, I'm not going to read out all of that, but what is it that we can actually bring down? Nearly 35 to 45% of downtime reduction. And that's really a huge one. Multiply that with the amount of maintenance cost, and that is huge. And just to give you one example of it, very pragmatic example, one of our customers who was spending nearly $250 million for the operations and maintenance, after correcting the foundation of it, their expected spend is only $100 million per year, I'm talking about. So can you see what is the impact of it? It's just there was nothing specific, there was no AI, but it was the master and the metadata foundation, and that kind of impact it can create.
Yeah. Let me ask you one question on that, so we see everyone in the room recognizes that asset management is costly, right? Even if you have numbers here by industry,
Yeah.
what percentage of revenue?
Yeah.
Right? Also, we see some benefits that the predictive maintenance can bring to optimize all these values.
Yeah.
And we see money in the market on the table, investment.
Yeah.
Right? Challenging question for you. Why the asset management adoption and the initiatives typically they tend to fail?
Yeah.
There is a reason for that, right?
Yeah. See, two things. The first thing is that master data management word has been abused several times, and if you ask anybody how was your master data management project, you will not get the right feeling or positive feeling, because it did not give you the direct benefits, return on investment. That's the first thing. The second thing is, people are embarking on a journey of asset optimization and performance without actually strengthening the foundation of it. And those are the two things. So we really have a lot of money on the table. Whoever are the service providers, whoever are the product or the solution providers, there's a lot of money. But again, we need to really come up with that model that can actually address the pain points.
So you cannot split data analysis,
Yeah.
machine learning, AI technology without also bringing the reliability on top of this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's where I believe master data, metadata is so important to build this foundation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, even though there was a lot of money, I mean, people are investing, people are losing from the operator's perspective, but it was the data quality, the poor data quality. I mean, if you really look at it, why did the equipment fail? Equipment failed because of the faultiness or because of, certain technicality of it, but not having the data to predict is actually the main reason. And then if you look at, inefficient resource allocation, because your MTTRs, MTTBs, and overall equipment efficiency, all those things, those cannot be managed if you do not have the right resource allocation. Now, I'll give you one example of it. We have a customer wherein there are hardly one discipline engineer within the maintenance department. And what happens if there is a breakdown, if there is something, it takes its own sweet time to get that addressed, get that fixed. Why? Because there are several maintenance notifications that are coming and you are unable to allocate the right number of resources for that. So it's the planning. And then the other bigger thing is that inventory management. We have also some stats coming up, within this session. You would see how much money can you save from the inventory management perspective. Today's CFO's biggest problem is that inventory holding cost on the balance sheet. That's the biggest. If you ask any CFO, any finance leader, what is your biggest challenge? Inventory holding cost. We have customers wherein we have implemented strategic roadmap wherein you can do the inventory optimization, and obviously we have SAP solution IVP MRO that complements it. However, there's significant amount of money that you can save from the inventory optimization. Then again, inventory optimization is also driven from the unification of the material master data, identification of the spares, form fit and function of it, from where you are sourcing, what is the quality of that particular spare, and what are the alternate spares that are available. So all this is something that need to be taken care as well when we are talking about the data. And then all the data driven strategies are at risk because you do not have the right data. It's a poor data.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah. So I jumped over that, Thiago. So, yeah. So this is a centrifugal pump. Pump looks very nice. But what is it that we can talk about this pump? Except for, probably it's big in size or maybe a color of it and it looks like a centrifugal pump. Do we know anything more than this? We don't know. Because the system record, if it does not have all the information around that, then you won't be able to identify that pump and you won't be able to build any maintenance strategy around that or thinking about any asset performance around that. So it's the bad master data because in many of the cases, I must say that 8 out of 10 cases, it's only the bare minimum information that is available for the assets. And people feel that now let's go and implement AI. It's as if somebody needs oxygen now, but we are actually giving a platter. So that's what the ambition is. That's what the aspiration is. Now, good master data, if we have the right master data as a foundation, what it can happen. Now, by the way, there's huge confusion around what is master data, what is metadata. So this slide actually summarizes what is master data. Identification of asset, or technical specifications of that, and where is it installed, what is the hierarchy of it, and who is supplying it, and who is the OEM of it, and then what's the spare parts information available for that, what's the inventory for that, and then what's the maintenance history, all of this is the master data. Whereas what is metadata? Metadata is criticality, because it could change depending upon the process. Master data is not something that is changing ever, it changes seldom. So that's the difference of it, timestamps. So these are the things that are the master and the metadata. If you have to implement as part of your organization's roadmap to strengthen your data driven capabilities. Now let's suppose that this pump, if it has
That's a great story. Super. But how PiLog is aligned with SAP strategy for that?
Yeah, for SAP, it is AI first. For us, it's SAP first. So whatever SAP does, we just blindly follow that. And that's the statement that I regularly use in my labs. No, let's go and just develop this. Say no. If it is not SAP strategy, then it is not our strategy. Now, from the perspective of PiLog strategy around building the solutions and complementing it, now if you look at this is the entire spectrum of supply chain management solutions. Everybody is aware of it, everybody knows about it, but there is great capability. In each of the solutions, there is great capability, but without the content, without the golden repository, without the taxonomy, none of those solutions can work. So we are becoming actually the fuel for the supply chain management solutions. Governance is one part, but it's the data quality, it's the data enrichment, it's the repositories, it's the taxonomies, it's the standards, and that's what is integrating. So our solution, which is an endorsed solution, with various solutions that are part of it, we have nearly 200 plus integrations with SAP. Why? Because SAP first is our strategy. That's why we build so many integrations. Be it into IPD or IBP MRO for the inventory optimization, BNAC we have it, and then BN4P, APM we have even the integration or the master data governance for system object, and then we have for FSM as well. So complete orchestration of the data across the supply chain management solution.
So you are not looking around only the solutions. If the customer wants to implement a design to operate strategy or even acquire the commission, you are kind of setting the foundation exactly to cover all these business processes and best practices.
Absolutely. And Tiago, nice thing is that once you have this as a foundation for the organization, you can bring on any applications. It's one time effort, but you do it right, and then you can move on, accelerate your journey.
This is, I think it's a good strategy, but we are facing a lot in the market, the topic around adoption, right? Specifically with this move to cloud, we see customers doing some transformational programs in the organizations. One of the problems that they need to fix is the master data topic.
Yeah.
What is your recommendation, also as a service partner, to set up an approach or a roadmap to implement a master data program roadmap in the organizations?
Yeah, that's really a pragmatic question. Now, what's the roadmap and how do we start? Everybody believes that probably more than 100% believes that their data is good to run their business. We say that don't believe yourself, don't believe ourselves. We have certain models which are the data maturity assessment models. You can use it yourself, subscribe to it, load your data, and test yourself. That's one way. Or you feel that no, we do not have the capabilities to do that, give us the data, we'll give you the report, or we'll show you the report out of the system, and then you can see that whether it is good. Now here, when I talk about data maturity assessment, I'm not trying it, achieving 100% or perfection there. I'm trying to see that what exactly is the purpose of this data. Where are you going to utilize it? If it is for APM, asset performance management, then the data maturity assessment is different. If it is part of S4, then the data maturity assessment is different. So you start with that. Once you have the results, it will also give you what needs to be done and what is the volume of the data that you need to park it aside. What is the volume of the data that you must enrich? Where is it that you must improve? And what kind of data quality measures that you need to take on, what kind of data sets. So because it's a very 360-degree view of your data health, and then that maturity gives you the direction to go forward, such as probably you can do data harmonization. Very good. And then obviously you need to have the data integration and orchestration. But one thing we mustn't forget is that as the data is changing, as the data is improving, you need to have continuous monitoring of the data quality. Otherwise, 2 years down the line, you're going to do again exactly the same thing. So the continuous monitoring is something that we will have to establish. And that's the 5-step process that anybody can start with. And now let me quickly give the product or the suite portfolio. If you look at it, we have on the bottom, we have the data migration. So if anybody is part of ECC to S4 RISE journey, or somebody has got some data, even non-SAP systems, they are moving to SAP system, we have already automated data pipelines. So you don't even have to invest heavily because it's already there. Only 10% of effort is required for the migration. So all of those transformations are there. You can take it to the next level by ensuring that you have the right data quality. You are not just migrating it, you are taking the data quality along with that. And then on top of that, we have the master data governance solution, which is AI driven data governance. We have several AI agents. You can throw the data to the AI agent and it does the cleansing of it, it does the enrichment of it. If you really would like to experience that, we can showcase that at the booth as well, because it's the automated data cleansing. We will not be able to handle the volumes of the world that are suffering at this point in time. So you really need AI models for that. On top of that, we have the Content Foundry, which is 30,000 plus taxonomy and 25 million unique asset and MRO material records that you can leverage. And this covers, probably top 100 OEMs across different assets. And based on all of this, we built our agentic framework. Very soon, we'll be transforming all our AI agents, everything also into SAP Joule as well as SAP agentic framework, because for us, SAP first is our strategy.
And it's something that it will help first on the migration.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Clean the data, so with all these automations, but also save costs and
100.
really improve the adoption, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Those are just our services. Now, this is what happened before and after. If you look at it, non-compliance with the industry standards, you would have definitely 100% compliance with that. And you would also hear it from one of our customers just now. But that's the before and after. And now if you look at this, we are here today because of only our customers. So we are nearly 30 years in the industry. I mean, we are not just looking for rapid growth and all of that. We looked always for customer success. And if you look at on the Gartner Peer Insights, if you look at it, 4.7 is the rating, and continuously we have been managing that. And even if you look from a our sizable of the industries that we are serving, really large complex industries that we have served. And if you look from the other perspective as well, and by the way, all of this is directly coming from the customers. We have no say in that. we cannot even add a dot or remove something from that, and those are some of those reviews. So these are the top reasons why our customers are choosing us. And that's a brief about PiLog. We are in 10 plus global locations. We have 2 labs. We are 700 people, and then 30 years of experience in this industry.
So a real global coverage that can support customers all over the world.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So James, stop sending me messages. I know we are not on time, but I need to challenge Iman, because you probably want to say something about the scanning.
No,
Okay,
fine.
good.
Yeah, okay.
There is a old saying that is seeing is believing, right?
Yeah.
And I want to challenge you because there is something that we don't have in the agenda. Is the customer actually talk about this topic. I want to introduce and call on stage Mr. Fahad Yatani, Global Supply Chain Management Director from SAP, customer from Middle East. A big clap for Mr. Fahad. Mr. Fahad, thanks for joining us in the last minute, but not planned in the agenda. Maybe you can change the order of the slides here. Mr. Katab, maybe you can introduce the topic, why we changed the slide set, and what was the scope of this project that you are doing with PiLog.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Change the slide set. There you go. What is SABIC, by the way, for people that don't know?
SABIC is one of the largest company on the world for petrochemical. We have around 63 affiliates across the world, and we started a partnership with Bayer since 2002 to govern assets and material master and sales master. And SABIC is leveraging PiLog ISO 8000 to centralize master data for more than 6,000 templates to structure the data. We start to pilot govern all the data, subject data across the world, from Great China, West Asia, Europe, Middle East, and South America, North America. So we have more than 1.9 million material masters, 6,000 sales masters, and assets. And the statistic is expanded to master data governance and performance, and up to 15 to 20% of reduction in duplicated material across all the SAP warehouse and yes. Scale and depth of implementation put PiLog in the scope, as we thought 3,500 users and 1.9 material reports, 6,000 sales matter, 27,000 general reports, and 500,000 assets. It is 6,000 predefined templates to the structure and taxonomy of master data. And we have around 20 process and 10 internal processes that participate to enrich the data and enhance. For this quality, 93,000 material rationalized duplicated material among all the SAP, and one of we deliver within 4 days.
500 million in inventory savings is a huge milestone, right?
Yes. So 533 million saving for instance, 350,000 obsolete and dormant material. That's once we link it with the bill of material and then we identify those spare parts lying in warehouse without it's probably obsolete or dormant. So we are selling or enhanced our and 20 million cost avoidance prevented by blocking duplicating material creation. So once with the PiLog support, we identified before the engineering and end user to create materials, we ask them to link it with the bill of material and would PiLog team identify the duplicated and audit this duplicate and try to utilize the existing spare part in the warehouse to avoid any cost. This is, thanks so much.
Well done for we still have 3 minutes if there is any question to the guests.
You can,
Free.
you can come in.
James, you have the microphone there.
Any question?
Don't be shy, come on. What were the benefits to other departments? Because you touch not only on the asset side and also on the material management side, but I believe there is another benefits to other departments. So also financial topics is also important, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Once we have mastered data quality and we integrated with the vendor master supplier scope of supply, that's all the materials we have right now. We have supplier base, all the materials we have majority of supply. Each material we identify 3 and 4 supplier that can be supplied the materials across the world. So with this one, we start the procurement transaction and embedded e-sourcing that's saving the cost, saving the purchasing transaction, effort, timeline, that once the end user requests any material or MRO or inventory, minimize the inventory. So we start the system automatically creating the RFQ and PO. This is based on the quality of the master data.
Super. Want to complement something?
Yeah, see, our association with SABIC has been for nearly 23, 24 years. So all the numbers that you have seen is accumulated numbers across all these years. And we have done probably, 50 plus different programs with SABIC over 23 years to get to where we are. But again, that's a long-standing relationship that we have. And we really take pride in serving SABIC because that's one of the, variety and complexity of the data that we get because they have diversified businesses as well.
Super. Thank you. Thank you all. So now we will stop for a coffee break. Just to visit the partners, Mr. Fahad and Imad will be on the PiLog booth. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach them. And we will stop and we will return at 3:30 for the performance and strategy tracks, but also for the operations track in the other room. Thank you.
Thank you.